Hello, this is J.N.S, and we are doing our weekly tarot reading. We are doing it a day early. Normally, we do it on Friday, but I won't be able to do it tomorrow, so we're doing it today. And it's Thursday, so happy Friday in advance. But we got some interesting topics to talk about now. As per usual, we do cover last week's review. We do a review of last week's reading to see what kind of energy manifested this whole entire week. And I do have to say, once again, we were on the money. And and so we do these weekly tarot readings to take a look of probability distribution in terms of what type of events can take place. How is that energy affecting us? What kind of events will affect us personally? So that's why we're doing it. That is the productive value of what we're doing. Is not just to look at tarot spreads and whatnot. But one important component that I actually do want to talk about before we get into the review is the concept of probability distribution. And I'll explain it really quickly because I know you guys are like, you're just here for one thing, and that's to look at the reading and to see what we're going to talk about. But in terms of how we approach tarot and how we approach even divination, it's important that we understand that when we talk about like this idea of predicting the future or predictive programming or even writing out the future, um, we're talking about probability distribution science. Okay, and so that is pretty much all of the possible scenarios given the all of the quantum states of consciousness on a collective level, and the likelihood that that random outcome or that random variable will take place, that event will take place. That's how we should be approaching tarot. Now, the old school style is to make it very whimsical and spirit said this, spirit said, guides have said the spirit guides. That's not my approach to tarot, I've explained that every week that we're looking at computational complexity, that we're looking at a quantum field of data bits of binary code. That's pretty much what every human has access to. That is how the universe is made up. It's not something that is it's when we're looking at the collective unconscious of humanity as an earth record, it is data bits. It's just as simple as that. And so we are looking at the probability distribution that an event will take place. So that goes into like skewness, that goes into kurtosis, and I'll do a video on that and I'll explain that more. But a part of our esoteric studies department at NACTA University, we want to get into probability distribution science. So me doing these weekly tarot videos, that's pretty much the service that I'm offering. Like I'm showing you guys like what does probability distribution science look like in terms of not just predictive programming, but the idea that the how this all works. Okay, so we're looking at the spreads together and we're assessing the states of consciousness. We're looking at the numerology. We're looking at the pictograms, the ideograms that the spread represents, and then we go from there. Okay, in terms of interpretation, in terms of probability distribution of the future event. That is what tarot is. And unfortunately, again, the larger public that does not know anything about esoteric sciences, they kind of are misled into what we can do as advisors and what we can do, what we can predict. You can do a lot. I'm not saying that, as you can see, like every week, every event that I've talked about has come to pass, like literally. Like, so it's not that there's no truth to being able to predict something or being able to pick up on energy and be able to manifest it, even, or even to start to script out the event in the matrix itself. Those are all credible things. I just don't think we understand the mechanism behind it in terms of looking at it more so as a probability versus something that's set in stone. Okay, tarot readings anything with future prediction is not deterministic. It is probabilistic. It is not objective. It is subjective, meaning that you, as the person that gets the reading, can manifest a different outcome, switch that energy around. If you know the states of consciousness that is affecting the current reality and the probability of an outcome coming, you as an individual, as a human, can go in and smash that down and start to rework that energy. That's the reason why you would get a tarot reading. It's not so someone can tell you a deterministic path or future and then you just take it and run with it, especially if it's something you don't want to hear. That's why a lot of advisors just tell you shit you want to hear because they already know you can't handle a read. You can't handle it. You can't handle the truth, as we say. Can't handle the truth. So if we talk about probability distribution science, and that's what we're doing on these weekly tarot readings, make no mistake about it. This is not, you know, some pie in the sky or some spirits and angels giving me, this is a probability distribution science. Now, you can have many tools and modalities to determine an outcome or to determine predictive programming. That could be what tarot is one, I Ching is one, cowrie shells. What else they got? Numerology, astrology. And, I know people are woo woo about these things like, oh my gosh, that is of, the dark or whatever. Again, this was for a royal class, a royal priesthood would know these things. It was not for humans. In fact, unfortunately, the powers that be purposely demonize these things so that humans would castigate them, so they would be in the dark. That's why. So you know. That's why they do predictive programming. You see the Simpsons, you see how they know certain events in advance, you see how they shift with energy and modulate energy to where they can create their own outcome. That's why you have no world order. That's why you have all these, pandemics and all this stuff. You see it. It's not just necessarily predictive programming. You're able to really write out a script, and they don't want the average human knowing that. So they have to scare you. Oh, you don't go there. You don't do that. You don't know about quantum entanglement. You don't know about probability distribution science. You don't study I Ching. You don't look at none of, you don't study astrology. It's all, but you look at the universe and you look at them constellations and them stars. How did those three wise men know where to find, for those that's in the religion, where did they know? Y'all know that's a code for something much, much deeper. That the story of the three wise men. Yeah, y'all must know that. And that's a whole topic. I could pull up probably like over 1,000 scholarly articles just about the three wise men alone in terms of the deeper hidden insights of that meaning. Yes, they have to know astrology, and especially where they knew where Christ consciousness, or where an ascended master was going to be born, just like how they do even if you're saying practice the Buddhism, where they talk about the Dalai Lama. They have a science of how they're going to find the next Dalai Lama, all of that. It's not just happenstance, but they want to keep you away from it, and maybe rightfully so or not. I'm not here to be the arbiter of judgment on that, whether it was the right thing to keep certain information from humans, whether or not you were worthy of knowing it. I I'm still in a conundrum with determining my stance on that myself, if I'm being honest, in terms of trying to get out information, even new information, even adding and upgrading information for the general public. Y'all, we barely, because even the stuff that is considered esoteric is botched. And we're gonna cover that Terrence Howard stuff, brother Terrence Howard. I got some words for you, my brother. And we're gonna have a nice talk, and it's gonna be rooted in love. It ain't, it's rooted in love and rooted in getting you together, you know, wig and all, honey. But I wanted to let's get back to the topic. But once again, probability distribution science. That's how we should look at tarot. That's what we're doing on a weekly basis. That is why the weekly readings have been accurate when we do the reviews, because it is a very specific technique. Not nothing that's out of the ordinary. I'm not emptying my vessel or nothing like that, or going to talk to no no, I'm just stealing the mind. I want to actually share this to you. This is the quote of the day. This is the quote of the day. For those that, I know people they like to be entertained, you know, and they look at the esoteric sciences as entertainment, the occult as entertainment. This is the esoteric studies department. Probability distribution science, like we're actually learning as well as we're doing these weekly tarot. So yes, you're gonna find some entertaining shit, but we're here to evolve in whatever capacity you think that is. Yes, subjective for you to find out, but if you on this YouTube channel and you watch this stuff, we're here to evolve our spirit man or spirit woman. We're here to be in tune with that galactic energy, in that universal energy, and the God within. The kingdom of God is within. We into awaken. We're not here to descend, or we're not here to do anything else but get back to our higher self. And only we know what that is. Nobody can determine that for you. I can't determine that for you. I can't tell you your future. Okay. I can tell you a probability of distribution based on your current state of consciousness and help guide you and say, and then you would have to say, do you like that outcome or do you want another outcome? Or, if you one of them people that just want to hear good things or hear someone just speak life into you, then I would do that too. Because honestly, that's what most humans want. Y'all want somebody to fix your problems. Y'all are creatures of convenience. Lord have mercy. Creatures of convenience, and you don't want to hear the truth. There's anything that I learned about humans on this planet is that y'all don't like the truth. But the truth shall set you free. And see, with us coming from that Saturn energy, we're not allowed. I'm telling you, like those, I'm an Aquarius. I was born January 22nd. My life path is 8. I don't hide it. Y'all can just go with life path 8. That's Saturn. Aquarius, January 22nd. That's Saturn. 22. That's a master builder number. You know what I mean? Like I'm not allowed to just run away from truth. It's literally not in my genetic makeup. In my spiritual epigenetics. I am not allowed to just deny truth, to run away from truth, and to not speak truth. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm proud. You tell a white lie when I was a kid. Of course, I'm not. Come on now, I'll tell a white lie or, something like that. But I'm talking about when it comes to helping other people and helping other people on a path, and on this medium, on the YouTube medium, I'm here to speak the truth. I'm here. That's all it is. Hey, Kenya. Oh, is this Brother Ken? No, you're not bothering me, Brother Ken. Okay, let's see what you're saying, Brother Ken. Let me go to the comments here. Hold on. Pieces. Sorry to bother you, but we are going live tonight to honor our fallen soldiers, spread awareness to help. Do you like to summon cast on your channel again? 805. I should be able to. I should, if I get done with everything, I should be able to. I don't see why not. I'm gonna check you out. So then please email so I can see the backstage link. Okay, do you got my email? Can you put your email in there again? Can you put your email in there again? And I'll do it right when I get off of when we end this tarot. I will email you because I do want the link because I want to update on Brother Ozone myself. I haven't checked it in a while, so if you can do that. So yeah, but yes, I was just saying, like we not allowed to just tell no lies to the broader public. As far, especially Black Americans, I'm a master teacher. Regardless of what any people say about me, the discrediting, the persecution that I face, we all have our cross to bear. That's a part of being an ascended master. Anybody that gets to any certain level, that come across any certain amount of information, that amass any certain amount of power, you're gonna get targeted, or you trying to fill out your soul mission, and that happens to just be teaching. You already know what's gonna happen. But when it comes to the Black American, I'm here to give y'all the truth. When it comes to the American people, when it comes to humanity, okay, my intentions are pure. But this is the quote of the day: "To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders." Okay. Now, if you want to know more about that, you can look at the Naki philosophy, which is freely available. If you go to my the first pinned tweet in my Twitter, and you can go to my Google Drive, you can download you the Naki philosophy, or you can watch some of the videos on here. I think I got a Naki philosophy playlist. Yes, you can look at that. And then we're covering tomorrow. We have a video on Kriya activities. that help purify the body in preparation for stillness of the mind. And again, um, this is a serious science for those, especially for those of us that we say we're chosen ones, or even some of us that are TIs. Now I'm speaking in code for those who know what a TI is. You guys know what I'm talking about, and we don't have to get into all of that and talk and get into depth. But for anybody that you know that you are the victim of, I won't say you are because you're not a victim, but if you know that you're dealing with, say, even targeted harassment or things to that mess up with your psychology, things to provoke psychological reactions and things of that nature. If you are someone that's dealing with that as a TI, then the Nakti philosophy is actually designed to help that. If you are a victim of MK Ultra, any of those natures, the Nazi philosophy is also for any fragmentation of the mind. If you have been molested as a child, all of those things, the Nazi philosophy deals with addressing that. And again, it's freely available. This was my labor to humanity. It's part of my mission to the Godhead. It is what it is. But nonetheless, let's talk about the review that we want to do. Now, I'm actually gonna play what we said was gonna happen last week. I'm gonna play the video because this is like wow, because we talked about amnesty and pardons, and we thought, I was thinking it was gonna be Trump. I said it's something with Trump this week with amnesty and pardon. I thought he might have been getting an amnesty and a pardon, from his court case, but I didn't feel, because even in the video last week I said we already know he in court. We already know he got stuff dealing with the court. So I wasn't really feeling that aspect of it. I thought it was something I knew it was something with a pardon and amnesty. So then this comes out, but then we mentioned that a federal judge or something on the high level, the federal judge could be sacrificed and die. And that also happened as well this week. So we got to talk about all of that. But I want to review what we said last week, because that's important, because that way you hear it out the horse's mouth, and for those who didn't even watch the video last week. So let's just go briefly review. We ain't gonna review the whole video, just that little segment. Wait a minute. I gotta share the tab. Yeah, that's the first step. Okay, so let's make sure that it's playing, because next week. These type of topics are energy of next week. What is the energy of next week? Like we might get another sacrifice this week. This could be female. It can be a part of the legal system or the military. So look at this court system. I thought I was sharing the spread. I wasn't sharing the spread. Might be a little too soon. I just want to make sure I get the energy right. Interesting. So let's see what that's about. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like we might get another sacrifice this week. This could be female. It can be a part of the legal system or the military, but could be a famous doctor or a professor as well. But this could be court. It looked like it could be another death, unfortunately. So let's look at world events and individual as well. Oh, wow. Well, that's interesting. Why is it so many? Why is there so many deaths? Hmm. I hope that's maybe a change in the court system. It could be interpreted that way. Doesn't necessarily. Okay, so unfortunately, a federal judge did die this week. Unfortunately, and we say sacrifice only because they be putting hits out on people. I'm not trying, I'm not trying to manifest this on nobody. This was just what I saw in the spread, and I explained it. I'm like, I'm not trying to say, wish death on no one, or. But unfortunately, this man, his name is Judge Larry Hicks. He was hit and killed outside federal courthouse. Now, he was appointed by Bush. He was appointed by the Bush administration, and he was United States District Court judge. And unfortunately, he was killed outside the federal courthouse in downtown Reno on Wednesday afternoon. And so we know with your own eyes that we recorded this video on May 24th. And so this man just died Wednesday. And we knew it was like a judge. We kept, it was some type of judge. That's why I said it might be some type of, but president, I mean, sacrifice would be the wrong word, but what, but when you hit outside with a car, just like how the Iran president died in that plane crash and all that stuff, I mean, use your sense. But with him being, see, it says he was appointed by President George Bush and was sworn as United States District Court Judge for the District of Nevada in 2001. Okay. Yeah, so he was killed outside a federal courthouse. I did feel this energy. See, he was a Nevada federal judge appointed by Bush, killed in crash, U.S. District. So I don't know, why, what was up with that. I didn't really look into it. I just saw it. But then we talked about like a lot of stuff was going to happen this week with the Supreme Court, and it was a lot of energy. Even in that spread, you could see a lot of energy with that court. The Trump Supreme Court justice wants Florida to change its laws. We also mentioned that there could be some changes in the laws, you know, um, at the federal level, the Supreme Court. It was definitely something with that, and so that's what we saw. And again, you know, I have to. I want to. I want. I got to send a message to Trump. I got to actually talk with Trump. I really want to do like a. You know how Roosevelt used to do fireside chats with the American public. Like I need to do a fireside chat with President Trump or Donald J. Trump because I really got a message for him as a priestess. I have a big message for him. So I probably would do that later in the week. But it's a lot going on with this judicial stuff. It wasn't just this. I found a lot of information, but we don't have a lot of time to be covering stuff because I was trying to look for something that would affect the American people. Well, let's see what they actually want to change. Florida, along with Arizona, Connecticut, Indiana, Massachusetts, and Utah, does not require a 12-person jury to deliberate criminal cases and can rule with 6 or 8 member jury. Florida is unique in that all non-death penalty related cases only require 6 member juries. That's crazy. I didn't know that. See, a lot of us didn't even know it. For most of all the nation's history, centuries before that, the right to trial by jury for serious criminal offenses meant the right to a trial before 12. Okay. So they want to change it. It was more stuff with this too. But I want to talk about this is important because this is something I have to actually address Trump about potential pardon on Assange because that's what we had mentioned in the video last week. So let's continue. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not sharing the right thing again. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow. Well, that's interesting. Why is it so many? Why is there so many deaths? Hmm. I hope that's maybe a change in the court system. We could be interpreted that way. Doesn't necessarily have to mean a death, but it could mean major changes come on the judicial level on a nationwide level. Sure can. Or some shit with Trump in the courts. I could see that as well. To be honest, it could be some shit with the courts and Trump, but not just like, oh, you got a court stuff. It could be something that's something new that pop up. It looks like I don't think it's something that we would know about like already that's in the news because obviously he is dealing with the courts or whatever. But this looked like it could be something new that pops up this week. Hopefully not, or we'll just have like changes, major transformation, life changing transformation with something with the judicial system and the court systems. Could be military on a lower level. This could relate to something with medical or doctor. I mean, medical or professor. It could relate to that, but I'm not really picking that up highly. I'm not. I'm getting more so legal affairs in court and judicial. That's what I'm getting, and it could relate to someone in the executive suite, Trump or Biden. I'm leaning more towards Trump, though. Something new that comes up this week with Trump or Biden. I want to rule that out. An extreme somebody, another person, it could literally be another sacrifice that's well known uh, on a global level. This could be someone in the courts or someone in the military or famous doctor or famous military person or even famous professor. But hopefully there is no death. But I'm just saying that that is also energy that I'm picking up here. I am picking up another sacrifice for this week. I'm not saying I want that. Of course, of course not. I'm just literally just reading. I'm picking up what I'm picking up from this spread. You know what I mean? And so I don't want it to. I don't want any. I don't want that. But I'm just being frank about what I see. You know. Oh yeah. And this could be a female. I hope it's not, but it could be a female or a male. Be a female. Yeah, but it is. It looks like changes in the executive, the justice. This could be judicial. Um, yeah. hmm That's just one way to interpret it for the worldly event. For the worldly events, for the individual though, for next week, there's going to be a lot of fairness and balance. There'll be some structure. Okay, I want to because I was talking about amnesty and pardons, so this is where I want to go where we mentioned the amnesty and the pardon. Okay, so it's big. Again, if you have if it's a it can relate to a child as far as the actual parenting dynamic, or it can relate to your husband or together. I love love. I want people to stay together, so that's not something I would like to report on, but nonetheless, I do see that. It's something that I see. On a soft level, it's just someone asking for some space or asking for some forgiveness if they did something that's like, that they feel. Yep. Amnesty, some type of pardon. Here we go. Yeah. That they feel some guilt or some shame. As far as like on a more global level, this could literally mean a country seeking some sort of amnesty or some sort of forgiveness, or they wouldn't use forgiveness, but like what's is it, amnesty or asylum? Somebody, or it could be an individual seeking asylum. hmm Somebody seeking asylum, or a country. What's amnesty? It's something with what's amnesty mean? Let me research what amnesty means. Oh, official pardon. Okay. Okay, so somebody could be given some type of amnesty, official pardon. Oh, and then remember we said we was feeling that energy with the court systems, and that could be Biden or Trump or a political position or somebody in the courts. The most dark extreme of that is somebody literally get sacrificed again. Okay, so this week on Tuesday, May 28th, they announced it was big that Donald Trump to give very serious consideration to pardoning WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange if he wins the U.S. election. And so this is major. This is major. Um, we Royal Deluxe. Yeah, it's not personal. You said it seems. I'll be back later. This seems personal. No, this is just a weekly tarot reading that we do. It's part of our probability distribution science. So we cover like world events, and then we do a review of last week's prediction, and we do a review of last week's reading to see what manifested or what came to pass this week. So it's just a weekly thing that we do. But it's definitely not personal. This is not personal to my life. This is us just doing the weekly tarot review. And then we do next week's, after we do the review, we do the predictive programming of next week's events. Again, this is a part of the esoteric studies department, probability distribution science. But you don't have to stay. I mean, if this is not your thing, this is not your thing. But and you know, we have is different stuff that gets covered on this channel, obviously. But this is a part of the weekly tarot that we do. We usually do it on Fridays though, but I'm not able to do it tomorrow, so we have to do it. We have to do it today, and I wanted, or we would have just skipped it, and I didn't feel it was appropriate to just skip. So, but you know, it's up to you. I don't take anything personal these days. You have no idea, brother. I think you said you were a guy. Then I think you mentioned to me that you were a guy when you were writing me previously. But anyways, Donald Trump is wanting to give very serious consideration of pardoning Julian Assange if he wins the U.S. election. So I have felt that something with amnesty and asylum. And you know what? I don't know if you guys know who Julian Assange is. I mean, most people should. You know, he's the one that had to flee the country. He had to exile, rather, the United States because he had. He's the one that's behind the WikiLeaks. Okay. And so, you know, right now I mean, Julian Assange have been through the ringer, man. As we know, he had asylum in, I want to say, was it Ecuador? He had asylum in Russia at one point. You know, and the CIA, I mean, they went over there to try to poison and kill him while he was in a cell. The reason why is because they feel like he did espionage in the US or whatever. But the thing is, Julian Assange is behind, you know, this whole move. Believe it or not, he was one of the ones that was behind this whole movement of the exposure of nefarious things that are being done at the highest levels of government, at the highest level of the political arena, Hollywood, you know. He was waking a lot of the stuff up about, you know, not he was waking up, but he leaked, you know, just thousands of data of pretty much emails and whatnot, tens of thousands of emails, pretty much alluding to child trafficking. What else? Horrific mind control experiments, horrific SRA practices, which is satanic ritualistic abuse practices, dark net things occurring on the dark net. I mean, it was just so many, you know, emails, you know. So that I think most Americans should be familiar with WikiLeaks. I hope so. I mean, that came out, you know, that was a minute. But they want to kill this man. Like they literally want him to extradite back to the US so that they can give him the death penalty. But when you think about what he did, he woke a lot of American people up. White, black, male, female, young and old. Like I'm telling you, millions of people woke up from the matrix, so to speak. You know, we talk about like the deep state and drain the swamp. Drain the swamp with Trump's as part of Trump's campaign in 2016, that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Julian Assange. Let's be very clear. That whole thing that, oh, we got to drain the swamp, we got to drain the deep state. And there would not be no drain the swamp had Julian Assange not leaked WikiLeaks. And so, I mean, most Americans could probably draw the correlation that, you know, who know about this. And growing up, I think I might have been I think I was in college or undergrad when, you know, when this was all big, you know, and I was so young. I think I was like 20, so I wasn't really paying attention to that. I ain't gonna hold you, but I knew about it. And then, you know, I constantly heard Black Americans talking about it. Professors would talk about it. Oh, about WikiLeaks and about the Hillary Clinton emails and all types of stuff. And about, I mean, the codes they were using. That's where the Pizzagate stuff comes from. That's where, like, when we found out about the Wayfair conspiracy theory, people use WikiLeaks to draw those correlations on the Wayfair stuff and all, you know, all these things that was happening that we talk about now freely. You know, the stuff that like Cat Williams was trying to wake up. Julian Assange pretty much let the cat out of the bag because he wanted to warn the American people of what was being done beneath their nose, and he wanted the American people to wake up and take a stance. Was it in vain? What do you say? Like, will you see Americans today? Like, do you think that they? I mean, are they taking a stand for themselves? Are they even aware of what's going on? Like, what is it? So sometimes, when we see what Eric Snowden did or you see what Julian Assange did, sometimes I do sit back and wonder, like, was it even worth it? As far as like they went through hell. I'm telling you, Julian Assange went through hell. I mean, you have no idea how many attempts on his man's life. Obviously, psychological warfare. They most likely put him in a no touch. First, they probably did no touch torture, psychological warfare program. This is no touch torture. That's what the U.S. government started by what's that Hoover guy, J. Edgar Hoover, expanded under the Patriot Act 2001, and then Obama expanded it to pretty much go rogue. And so they put anybody on this list. It's pretty much a blacklist where they do a no touch tortures. It's to break your psyche so they can either get you committed, to get you kill yourself, or they can kill you, or to get you locked up. That's pretty much what it is. It is a program that will, I would say, probably in 10 to 50 years will be well known that it exists. Right now, people still want to call people crazy and discredit people. The CIA is still trying to discredit people for talking about this stuff. I am a victim in this program, so I'm talking firsthand. I know how it works. And there are people in play trying to dismantle this program in the military. And there, it's a very criminal, illegal program. And whistleblowers, high level scholars that are truth telling scholars rather. Um, Truth telling activists that are not bought and paid by the system, that are not controlled opposition. They are victims of that list. It's nothing but COINTELPRO like 5.0, pretty much. But Julian Assange was a victim of that. It went to no touch torture, psychological program to actual torture. As far as like poisoning his food, trying to kill him, spying even on other countries. Like even though he did get amnesty and asylum in different countries, he got asylum in other countries, but they still decided to, even infiltrate those little countries, those countries, and with the, whether it be the prison guards that were watching him, they would monitor phone calls, and they were still trying to get at it. They were still trying to kill him because they're very, these WikiLeaks, it exposes secret societies, it exposes criminal activity, black market activity that's occurring right underneath the American public. That is actually the upholding and the girdle rather for the American government. And so that's why, even in a situation like with me, with a lot of things that I expose more so from a different dimension, and I talk about more of the esoteric stuff. That also, if you're an activist and a spiritualist, oh, good luck to you, and a scholar. I mean, these is literally the things that I fit every box. I fit the box of, I was always waking up a lot of stuff about the reparation space, heavily involved in that space, heavily involved and connected uh, to those that were also working in that space. Um, then be a scholar. I'm in a PhD program. I've written 19 books. Clearly, then be an actual spiritualist that have access to different dimensions and realms. I'm telling you firsthand that I know that this program exists. I am a victim of this program for a very long time. Um, and I'm not saying I am a victim like that. I'm just saying, like, it's not just me. It is so many. It's thousands. There's so many Black Americans, unfortunately, that have been on this. Not just Black Americans, but Americans in general. Julian Assange is one of them. Believe it or not, they put Trump in it. They put him on the list in 2020. That's why we saw all that stuff with that election and how he was trying to warn. It's deep. It's deep, and a lot of stuff go over people's heads because the left controls the media. The media is liberal. Like Hollywood controls the media. They have access to the propaganda, the news, what they can control pretty much the narrative and the perception of how you see someone and what you think about a person. And Dave Chappelle tried to warn us about this all the time, so, as well as Cat. When Dave Chappelle was really, trying to speak out decades ago, when he told us that, they told me that by the time I leave from, that his handlers told him by the time he get to Africa and off that flight, the whole world would think that he's a crazy crackhead, and it so was, and it was, and that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Just like with Cat Williams, when Cat Williams started talking about them parties and all that stuff. Now we could talk about the parties. Everybody talking about the parties, right? Everybody talking about the Diddy party and the Epstein party and all. Now you can really talk about that stuff. Back then, I mean, when he was waking that stuff up on the comedy stage, oh, they got at his neck. They said, "Oh, hell no," and they went after him hard. They put him in that program, and that's why he said. Remember when he said, you know, I was very, I see what the Illuminati is now, and I have more respect for him. I still won't fuck with him, but I respect him because they took his kids. They had everybody thinking he was on drugs. They kept arresting him every damn week, and I'm telling you, ordinary citizens go through this. Don't have a background in military and actually have some class, and some shit, but you kind of, decide to turn away from something. Don't it's regular citizens that are dealing with this. Regular citizens. And it does have a spiritual component to it. That does have a very esoteric component to it. Anybody that knows, a little something something, how this stuff is all ran. You can't get to the highest levels, whether it be in government, whether it be in Hollywood, whether it be in the military, whether it be even in the medical. You can't get to the highest levels without knowing esoteric science. It's just a fact. I mean, you can be in, you could, you, I'm saying you get to the lower levels, but if I'm talking about the highest levels, you have to, because that's how it's all ran. And unfortunately, that's also been hidden from humanity. That's also something humanity does not know about. And so, people like me and people that, I guess people say, well, just shut up and, it'll stop, it will stop, it will stop. Maybe, maybe not. But it's also, it's not about like, obviously I don't get no attention from this. Like, what benefit? I don't make no money off of this. However, some of us have callings in our life. Some of us are not who you think we are. You may see flesh and human flesh, and oh, I'm Jenny Nunn Stanley. You may you see one thing, but you don't see. You know, and so some of these humans that you see walking around that you may see get targeted, they had a mission. They like this was Julian Assange calling. People may say he was a fool, it wasn't worth it. You was at the top of the top, you had the money, you had the access. Why did you do that? Why did you throw all that away to try to wake the American people up? They stupid. It's a lot of humans that know what Julian Assange knows and know the truth and know what I know and know what other people like me know. And they won't speak out because they just think humans are too stupid and they won't understand it anyways. They literally think you are just beneath, not even worthy. They say it to your face. You're not worthy. You're not worthy. Sometimes I do have my moments where I wonder, like, okay, maybe, we all have our moments because this is hard. It just is what it is. But it's a lot of people that just think oh well, you'll figure it out, or they benefit from it, or they making money off of your ignorance. So it is what it is. Look, I'm not saying good, bad, right, or wrong. I'm just saying that this is how it is. And so with Julian Assange, getting pardoned potentially, I think that's a great thing. I think that's a good look. Donald Trump, the American people can handle that. They understand what happened to Julian Assange now. Years ago, they couldn't understand it because they were too ignorant. But they understand that what happened to Julian Assange and the gravity of actually what he did. This moment, this movement that y'all all see with bringing out Epstein and Dan Schneider and Harvey Weinstein, that would not have happened. I'm telling you, it was no way this could have happened if WikiLeaks had not been exposed. We would have still been, guys would have still been thinking everything is a damn conspiracy. Seriously, I would have been thinking everything is a damn conspiracy, and oh my gosh, everybody else is crazy, and you would have still been watching everything on, what is it, CNN, and watching everything you see on the TV and believing everything somebody tell you on the damn TV. That's what would have been still happening. But a lot of Americans have woken up. QAnon started out genuine, got heavily infiltrated. Now it's kind of like it's heavily infiltrated and kind of neutralized. You can't even take QAnon serious, but WikiLeaks came before QAnon. It wouldn't be a QAnon without WikiLeaks. QAnon is now a spectacle, but when it first came, oh, they was the real deal when it first came out. They just got heavily infiltrated by the CIA. It's just I saw that movement turn into just complete shit. And now, when we talk about like, what QAnon had this thing where, well, Trump is the rightful president, da, da, da. they understand, they knew what happened with 2020. I'm not, but I'm not gonna speak too much on that. But they also know, like, when we talk about like how the presidency is even selected, there's a ritual behind that, and so even the what you see now with this election in 2024, it feel different. It don't feel like it's no real, like, how campaign. We don't see no much campaigning, and like, it used to be a big deal, in 2020. I'm sorry, not 2020. In 2016 and 20, was it 2012 and 2008, even when Al Gore and Bush, I remember being in third grade with Al Gore and Bush, and that was like, we were all had our, I mean, we were Black Americans, and we had our TV on watching that, like, oh my gosh, John Kerry and all. We remember all these things. This don't feel that same. Why? Because it's a placeholder. This all stuff is so deep. It's so deep. It's not even funny. Not even worth really talking about, because you won't understand it. You do know that you do. I mean, if someone was to tell you that, yeah, it's a bloodline and presidents are selected, not elected. I mean, you guys all know that. I mean, you guys do know Trump and Hillary Clinton are cousins. Like, they don't hide that. It's something you can look up yourself. All the presidents are related. That's something that I'm not just making up. That's like been proven through a family tree that is public information. So there's something you can Google, even including Obama's in that. He's related to Dick Cheney and to Trump and all. But it's, again, when these bloodlines went to war, though. So, there was a rift between, obviously we talk about DNC and RNC, and we know they two sides of the same coin. But on a higher level than RNC and DNC, which is very low level from what I'm talking about, they got into a bloodline war. And they held a certain set of events and rituals to select a bloodline president. Um, and to be honest, Trump is a placeholder for that. Trump will most likely, and has been chosen to be 2020 to win the 2024 election. But it is understood even by him that he is a placeholder. Uh, they they know who is the actual rightful legal president of the United States. They know that. I'm talking about way beyond DNC, RNC, obviously anything in politics that's very low level to what I'm talking about. However, the watchers is going to go to Trump. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to speak no more on that. I'm not, because it's not wise to. Okay, at this point. However, with a Trump's presidency, he has to adhere to certain things. Now, if you guys remember, I did a video a couple of months ago asking Trump to pardon Julian Assange. I know y'all guys will remember that. Y'all love to, make it seem like, again, believe half of what you see, and none of what you hear. This whole system is so much deeper than what you can ever imagine, what you can ever think, and who knows who and what's what, and what you see in terms of influence and who's behind what, and who, the whole thing is a mirage. It's an illusion. Okay. But I asked Trump to pardon Julian Assange. But I also asked Trump to pardon Mumia Abu-Jamal. So Trump, you said you want to consider giving very serious consideration of pardoning Julian Assange, which I'm talking about through these little satellites that we communicate through. I don't think I know what satellite is. I mean, come on, you guys know that there are 7,000 satellites that are orbiting Earth right now that pick up every internet connection. Every time you talk on the YouTube, or every time you type in the chat, every time you talk on the phone, you do know a satellite is picking that up, right? Regardless of, you see my view count is manipulated and I'm shadow banned or whatever. But I continue to do these videos, even specifically ask for certain things, call for certain things, make calls on certain things, and it always keeps happening. Why? Because I'm very aware that we're talking through thoughts or radio signals. And again, all this stuff gets picked up by all these satellites. What just went out this week? They had an outage. 40,000 people was affected. Starlink satellites went out this week. Yep, they went out. You can look this up on it. Look, y'all think I'm playing. Look, watch this. Because I know y'all probably heard of it, but y'all probably, they kind of they didn't release the reason why it happened. But look at Elon's Musk Starlink. You know, Starlink satellites work are damn near more powerful than the military satellites. I do know that, right? And y'all might say this is personal. No, this is not personal. This is for the American people to know. Yeah, we trying to catch y'all up. It's not. It's not our fault that planet Earth done about 2,000 years behind the rest of the damn universe. We just here to show love, but it's also the truth. Maybe harsh, but it's effective. And again, I'm not the only one speaking on this stuff. I'm not saying, when I say we, I'm not saying like, oh, it's because I know how y'all get. Y'all say it's a legion speaking through me. I'm not talking about that. When I say we, I'm talking, it's other people that are trying to like wake things up in whatever capacity that they do it, however big or how small they are. We're trying to get, a lot of us are watchers. There's fallen watchers and there are ascended watchers, good watchers. When you say good, I don't like that word, but auspicious watchers that are for humanity. There's fallen watchers that are also for humanity, but some are not. It's as simple as that. You have egregores here, you have angels, you have ascended masters. There's a lot of things going on this planet. It just is what it is. But yeah, Starlink satellites, they had an outage. This is 23 hours ago. We talking about you can't communicate, like phones was down, internet was down. Starlink is yeah, they satellites can compete with, I think they might even work better than our military set of satellites. I think Elon Musk made that claim. I didn't make that claim. Elon Musk made that claim. Okay. And so what I would say to Trump is yes, please do give this pardon to Julian Assange. But you know what else is going to solidify your win, which I already told you. And I'm going to do a fireside chat with you through these damn satellites again. You got to pardon Mumia Abu Jamal. Mumia Abu Jamal. Now you do that, and you solidify yourself. You solidify, and I know you got this thing where you got a base, but do that. You ain't got to announce it like how your last presidency went in 2016. You pardoned a lot of Black Americans. You pardoned Lil Wayne. I mean, you was pardoning. It was a lot of Black Americans that benefited from your policies. As far as the pardoning, I'm not saying all policy. I'm just saying that as far as what you could pardon. And so you ain't got to announce it. Most people don't even know that you did that. Most Americans don't know that you was pardoning, you know, Black Americans. And so what I'm asking, you ain't got to brag about it or whatever, or you can just go to a Black college and announce it or something. I don't know. But, you got to, if you can do Mumia Abu Jamal, that's really going to solidify the entities that you need. I mean, you talking about the power behind that you accumulate. And now we talking esoteric. This is distribution. This is probability distribution science that we're talking here. Follow me. Follow me. We're talking about the power that you accumulate from pardoning a Julian Assange on the spiritual side. Donald J. Trump. You know about the 369 Tesla codes. You know about, you know some things. So I'm speaking to you. And so the energy that you accumulate from this pardon of Julian Assange, yes, you have to, you should do this. I have asked you to do this, and it must happen. But you got to do a Mumia Abu Jamal. Do you know how powerful that man is? Also, the blessing on your life from doing that. The blessing on your life from doing that. That, let that man out and just, I'm telling you, either that or you got we really want to go deep. Nah, I'll do that in the other video because we're not ready for that on the weekly tarot video. we're not ready for that on the weekly tarot video. But yes, this will be nice if we can get this. Last week we were talking about amnesty and asylum and Trump, and I was wondering. I'm thinking maybe he will get the pardon too. It's because his stuff is, they got his court case this week, right? They got yeah, I guess they figuring out something with his trial. Yeah, no, I'm not into all of that. Not in the sense where you may think I am, but wish him the best though. But Yeah, Julian Assange, Mumia Abu Jamal. I asked you months ago on record to pardon Julian Assange. Now you got to do Mumia Abu Jamal. You make an announcement. You do that. Oh, you'll have. Okay, maybe all of my people don't know who Mumia Abu Jamal is because they may be too young. But I'm telling you, the older heads, Generation X, baby boomers, generation and millennials, we know. But then every Black American scholar in the world knows who that is, and so that's really gonna get you a lot of momentum for that election. It is. Just like you talking about, you want to do Elon Musk as a part of the EV, giving you counsel on EV. You want to put give maybe point him as an advisor for them EV demands. That could be something too. But another thing is a part of that SpaceX that you started, Trump. You're gonna have to add a probability distribution center uh, to the SpaceX, the Space Force. That Space Force department that you created in 2019, I want to say. Mark my words. That's why I said I gotta go dive deeper onto this stuff because we're gonna be talking about some heavy stuff, and this country is way too behind. And I know y'all like, who the hell are you? Um, I mean, the average person watching this don't know who I am, and that's fine. But there are people that know exactly who I am, and so um, yeah, when it comes to the space force that the Air Force set up, so Department of the Air Force, that agency, y'all need to add a probability distribution center or yeah, probability distribution science or studies to that. I can build that out. I know exactly what it will look like. I know exactly what it needs. That's going to be the key. However, I'm gonna have a talk. We're gonna get back to what this video is about, which is our tarot reading. Because now we got to get into next week's reading. Because I'm gonna talk to you about that later. We don't got time for that. Okay, so let's look into this week's. Let's look into this week's reading. That's what's. I keep saying this week. Next week. Next week. I'll give the dates for that. So that will be June 1st to June 7th. Because normally we do these videos on Friday, but um, today is a better day. That's all I'll say for that. Okay, so we can get rid of this. Yeah, so unfortunately, a federal judge did die this week, like how he felt. And then Trump did give a pardon, and no, he didn't give. He's considering pardoning Julian Assange because we knew it was something with pardon and amnesty. His name came up, but I thought that he was going to get the pardon and amnesty. So he's talking about giving it, but he may still get a pardon, and I think he may get a not pardon. What's it called? I think that trial, whatever, is going to go in his favor. What that mean? Case not dismissed, but whatever, non guilty or whatever. They playing around. If they find that man guilty, um, I mean, if that's the case, Biden, I'm telling you, Biden, they expanded that no touch program, that no touch psychological program I told you about that was started by J. Edgar Hoover and then expanded under the Patriot Act in 2001 after 9/11, and then Obama expanded it. Biden expanded that too. I mean, they got anybody on that list. I mean, they just went so crazy where everybody knows about it now, pretty much, but they not talking about it or they too scared. Every celebrity know about it, every politician know about it, but they bought and they can't speak out, or else it's gonna happen to them. But like for the regular citizens, if you go on Quora, when we talk about targeted harassment, you see targeted individuals, gang stalking. I mean, they putting it on the news now. This is how I'm literally, I can show you news channels talking about this stuff. It is credible people that are that not just psychologists but psychiatrists that are now talking about this, and not in the form of pathologizing or the DSM and like they're talking about like no, like there is people that are dealing with, they call it narcissistic stalking, uh, community mobbing, community oriented policing. They have nice little cute names for it now. Instead of just, when it started happening, people would freak out. They would just be like, oh, I'm being gang stalked. And you just sound crazy as hell. People just be like, okay. But not, I would say within probably less, maybe 10 to 20 years. I know 50 years, I think files will be released, like the people involved in it. Who, I mean, because we got it. I mean, the chief of the FBI, Ted Gunderson, wrote a whole affidavit on this program and was killed. And so, yeah, it's not like it's just like no evidence of it. I mean, I'm telling you, if I was to release some of the stuff that I had, and I might get killed before that happened. Um, because I do have a file that I'm gonna release publicly, and with recordings and timestamps and everything. And I think people be like, oh gosh, what the? It's a lot of illegal stuff going on in terms of citizens' rights, human citizens' rights. And a lot of times you don't have it's plausible deniability, so you don't have the evidence to prove what you're saying. But in my case, it was such a desperation, and they got so sloppy. They got so sloppy and desperate that it kind of like is they you or they again. I'm a whole otherworldly being, okay, and so the stuff that I got, the public will probably be quiet about it because it is what it is. But anybody looking at that, whether it be a lawyer, a DOJ, military personnel, they will look at that and be like, "This is weird. This is creepy." And of course, they a lot of times are the ones behind it. But again, there is an operation in place and an investigation in place to take that program down, and it's not being done by the Earth dimension. By that, I'm talking about 3D, 4D, 5D stuff. No, it's way beyond that. Way beyond that. And it's nothing. It is nothing that anybody could do. Um, there are people in the CIA that are involved in that are involved in exposing this. There are people in the military that are involved that will be exposing this. There are people in the government. Trump. That's why I got to have a talk with Trump because he's going to do a lot, believe it or not, because he was he knows he has experienced this. Trust me. And so for those that had been told you were crazy because you were a targeted individual, or we call it, in the spiritual side, we say chosen ones. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on with that. We know what people are doing and what they're paid to do. It's a sick world that we live in, but that's a part of the change of guard, right? That's a part of going from 3D to 5D. For those that know, for those that know, that's a part of going to the new earth. That's a part of creating heaven on earth. That's a part of the golden age for America. That's a part of the awakening. It's a part of all of that. So that's the first step. But Americans, you got to stand up for yourself as well. Like y'all got to stand up. Y'all know a lot of bullshit is going on. Y'all don't speak up and say nothing. Oh, I gotta get my job. I got to. We all got labeled a certain way with that when we all started speaking out about the jib jab. That what I'm talking about, the shot, the kill shot. Like we got. Man, y'all threw us through the ringer only for everything that we said to be true. Everything that we said to be true. Everything. Every little modicum. Every little word that we said that was regarding that whole situation. The pandemic, what was going to happen to the American people if they took that. You know what? I mean, I'm pretty sure just that alone. I mean, I had argued with professors from Harvard, doctors from Harvard, on social media apps, and like going like when the voice chat stuff came out, it was a lot of siloed discussions and conversations. Whether that be on Clubhouse or Twitter Spaces, and I remember clear as day arguing with doctors that graduated from Harvard who was for the jibby jab, military doctors that was for the jibby jab, and we going back and forth, and people would try to discredit me. Like they would say, "Oh, I graduated." They would throw up. I graduated from Harvard University, and I'm a doctor, and I have more years. And I'm like, "Bitch, I graduated from Columbia University. What's the damn difference?" And I'm about to be a doctor too. So what? What the hell? What the fuck? Like I don't understand. They used to always want to throw that in my face, and then like the public will go towards them because they're the doctor. And I'm telling these people like, don't listen to what they telling y'all. Like Robert Malone. I'm trying to tell him about the that Michael Michael Yeatley. I'm trying to tell him that there was people behind this, that the inventors, the people that worked on this stuff that was saying it's a no-go. Nobody listened to us. We got labeled, conspiracy theories, only for everything to come true. So sometimes you got to listen. Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes I don't know, and that's perfectly fine. But, with the American people, You know, y'all gotta stand up for yourself. Y'all gotta speak out. Y'all gotta speak out. Y'all gotta speak out when you see crazy shit happening. Y'all didn't speak out for Julian Assange. He should have been. I mean, he been going on through this shit. It was like 15 years. Y'all should have been pardoning him. Y'all, American people should have been acted a fool at when what happened when he tried to tell the American public about WikiLeaks. People should have been acting a fool. What happened with Eric Snowden? What happened with political writers? People should have been acting a fool when Mumia Abu Jamal got locked up. Been acting a fool when Ozone got locked up. You know, it is this is going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening, but there is a brighter days coming. For sure, there's brighter days coming, but we can't spoon feed and hold your hand into this journey. It's many people going to be left behind, and many people are going to die, literally die, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Because I say it here, and I'm gonna do a video on this too, because I want to talk about that Terrence Howard situation. We talk about Terrence Howard he's telling us about the occult practices, right? That a botched occult practice. I don't know what the fuck he practiced. I don't know what kind of shit and he talk about, with that interview he just did, talk about he emptied out his vessel and had some. No, 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 no. That ain't what I don't know. That ain't quantum entanglement. That's not priest. That's not voodoo. Because the priestesses we're trained in that. That ain't. I don't know what. That's a botched teaching that they're teaching in Hollywood. That's coming from the top. They're brainwashing celebrities when they, I don't know if you guys saw I'm not talking about the Joe Rogan interview. I'm talking about the one he did recently, when he had with the wig on for the, I think, he had that wig on for like a pilot or something. But when he talked about how he emptied out his vessel in the dark room and then let the entity character from the script take over, and then it's the highest glory, he becomes an emotional prostitute. Like, no, that's some MK Ultra type shit, brother. And we got to talk about it because, he has a lot of brilliance, but there's a lot of brainwashing that goes on in Hollywood too. And he's been in the game for what, 30, 40 years, so when he talking like that, and you could really see the programming. And I'm just like, nah, that ain't what we talking about. Like, don't bring that, don't come true. I was like, oh, we got to talk about that. But in that industry where pretty much everything that they teach in terms of their occult knowledge, a lot of it, not all of it, a lot of it is reversed engineered, meaning either information is left out, or the information is done in a backwards way to get a different outcome, mainly for mind control. And so those teachings, unfortunately, they don't resonate. A lot of it doesn't. I know about the teachings, studied the teachings, but a lot of it is reversed engineered, which I have been writing books about, been trying to tell people about. It is what it is. But that industry and the people at the higher levels of government, are they even people, right? They love to say that we have a free will planet. This is free will. Do what thou wilt. Do what thou wilt. I'm speaking in code now. We could do whatever we want, including, it don't matter. We could do left hand, right hand. Yeah, in all technicality. But I will say this. You made your choice. You made your decision. And again, not everybody is going where we go, right? It is going to be a split in silos of consciousness between different dimensions, whether that be 3D, 2D, 1D, no D, 5D, 6D. Yeah, it's about to get real. But I will say this. For those that told my people and told my adjutants and scolded and told you know who, the primordial mother, that we have a free will planet, fucking when we warned you to stop trafficking them kids, when we warned you to stop trafficking humans, when we warned you to stop them fucked up ass contracts that's going on in Hollywood, that's going on that you put humans in. Y'all gonna rue the motherfucking day that you told me and my people that this is a free will planet. You gonna eat those words. I promise you that. And I'm not saying all humans. I'm talking about the one specifically that's running this system. You gonna rule the motherfucking day that you told my people and me and my adjutants. And you know the highest up. I'm not gonna go there. I gotta speak in code. You gonna rule the motherfucking day that you said you had a free will planet. You already ruined it. But you really gonna you when you ask, I wanna say this, you gonna need me and my people. I'll say it this way. This system, and again, I'm not talking to anybody listening right now, but again, there are satellites that you know, so bear with me. When I say that, I mean there are radio signals that can pick up me doing this video right now, even though it's on YouTube and it's not that many people watching it, right? But I'll say this: this system will need me and my people and my system before me and my people and my system will need your system. Mark my words. You, this system, will need me before I need your system. And that's something I know y'all like to freeze my bank accounts and fuck with my bank accounts and shut shit down and fuck with me and send gang stalkers and all this shit. Okay, okay. But you gonna rule the motherfucking day that you told my people that this is a free will planet and that to kiss your ass and do what that with after we told y'all to leave them damn children alone and to stop fucking with this planet, stop messing up the water, stop messing up the air, stop fucking with the sun, stop fucking with shit you are not even prepared to even understand what it's about. I guarantee you, even your highest adjutant in this system, which we know is a fallen watcher, who is the head honcho on this planet, who's been given clearance to run this planet for a time being, not anymore. I told y'all that he was only that even in today's time, in terms of soul consciousness, this is the age of your soul. The age of that person's soul is only 17 years old, even in 2024. But when they first came down, it was only 5 to 10 years old, as far as him and his ilk. And I told y'all that. So a human, again, you gotta think interdimensionally when you listening to this stuff because it is heavy. So we talking about you gotta maybe, hopefully, to be honest, I try to break stuff down. I've written books on this stuff. I get free information. I talk about this stuff. So if I'm losing you, I apologize if I am losing you right now. But I am talking to a very specific group of people. And I'm talking to our government, and I'm talking to a very specific group of people. And I'm talking to a very specific group of entities. Okay? I told y'all, their soul consciousness is only at the age of 17. So what do you think that a human's soul age is? Do you want that number? Do you want that age? What do you think that the collective age of humanity's consciousness, in terms of the galaxy, what do you think that age is, Mr. Government? It's a very primitive age. It's only 2 years old. Yes, humanity been what they say, 100,000 years. Planet Earth is 4.5 billion years old and all this stuff. They're only like, I'm talking about in the spiritual realm, in terms of their level of understanding, the level of where they're at is like literally 2 years old. If the fallen watchers are at age 17. And so you think that it's okay to tell a primordial energy, my primordial people, my people, you think it's okay to talk to us and we're primordial ancients, and you think it's okay to come and do what that will. It's a free will planet, like a little ass kid, just like our teenager would do. That's how you sound to us, and we say okay, as just like what any primordial energy would do. Okay, we'll show you better than we can tell you, and I'm telling you now, you gonna rule the motherfucking day. Just like how you gonna rule the day that you did melanated people, and how you did my people, the Black Americans. You gonna rule the motherfucking day. You told the primordial mother that this is a free will planet. Whew. Okay. That was a heavy one. So let's get into this to next week. June 1st to June 7th. Let's do it. I know it's a lot, guys. I know it's like, can you just get to the point? Can you just? It's a lot. This is probability distribution science. Probability distribution science. So that's what a tarot reading is. Just so you know, when you go get a reading, when you go get whether they're using the I Ching is that's a whole beast. I gotta learn that one. Even if you go when you go get your natal chart and all that, what do you think that is? It's well, natal chart, believe astrology, believe it or not, is a little is not as it's a little more deterministic. It's a little more deterministic than say a tarot reading or Kyrie shells or I Ching. It's a little more deterministic, I have to say. The astrology. So shout out to the astrologers. I have to say, I'm a little behind in that regard. I like numerology and probability distribution science. That's what I like. Ideograms and pictograms. That's the way the human brain, believe it or not, understands ideograms and pictograms better than they do better than they do words. Better than they do words. Okay, so let me, if you guys do want a reading, I know I done before. You guys, let's just get to it. Hello, Royal Delessa. Did I acknowledge you? Okay, I did. I did write you. Okay, I was about to say. I hope I did acknowledge you. You probably left, so I know I'm taking forever. So you can call that number to get a reading, if you know if you want to, or you can do a lot. We do live chat, live call, or pre-recorded call. If you guys don't have the time to do it live, if you guys don't have the time to do it live, or you can book on Etsy or my personal website. And so now we'll get into this week, next week, June 1st to June 7th. So, what is the energy for this? What is the energy for this week? Okay. I'm still looking at this. Look at this. Hmm. Trying to look for world events. If I don't see any world events, I'm not going to force it. If I don't see, I don't see. But I do. The first thing that do come up is a backstabbing um, world event. What could classify as like a backstabbing in terms of like a world event? Like I'm literally seeing like a lot of jealousy. This could be like something with trying to think like what could be some type of backstabbing that takes place. It gets better though, but it's like, oof, it's not a good. I have to say, it's not the most pleasant. It's not the most pleasant energy. It's not the worst, but it's not the. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it's like somebody get caught in like some type of lie or backstabbing, but it's like global. Like it's something. This could be. I'm trying to just pinpoint. Like I'm seeing backstabbing and lying, but I'm trying to pinpoint like what could this be in terms of like something that is on a global level. Because I don't get an exposure energy. Mm, which one is this one? Let me just study this a little bit more. Okay, so another thing that I could see this week for next week, sorry, June 1st to June 7th, is a delay of some kind. Unfortunately, like some sort of disorganization or procrastination or delay, due to possible deception or like a possible, I guess like some type of deception or some type of something that takes place. I'm trying to think of what industry it's in because it's something that's big, but I'm trying to pinpoint the industry. I do get like a delay. I mean, the only thing that could possibly make sense is government or military, but based on what I'm seeing. Unless it could be, honestly, this could also be something in the music industry as well that come out. And I hope not. I don't get like death or anything like that, like how we was getting for the last 2 weeks. So that's good. But it's like some type of deception, some type of procrastination or delay that affects the public in a certain sense, unfortunately. Like that affects the public. It's not just like, it affects people. Obviously, individually, this it could mean something, but I'm talking about the collective. This is a collective, more so of event, of a global event or a world event or a country, a country event. So if this looks like more so, yeah, some type of sting. Maybe this could be sting operation. Sting operation. I hope they not trying to do nothing over there with them people over there over in what's that? They got that war over there with Gaza and Israel, which we demanded a ceasefire, and they was talking about it, and the United States was on board, and then things went to shit. But I mean, clearly, that's what was caught for what 4 weeks ago, a month ago. So what are y'all doing? Um, this could be something with that. It's some type of sting. I'm getting sting operation. Sting operation. I don't know what that's about. But I'm also getting. I hope this don't involve a female because again, there's several. It's different scenarios. We got a scenario where it could be some type of sting operation. They got that one. We got one where there could be some type of delay or like a delay due to a deception that affects the American people this week. Like more like bureaucracy, of course, some type of bureaucracy, something with that could mean delaying some type of payment, whether that be delaying what benefits. I don't know what kind of benefit. I don't get benefits from the government, so I'm thinking like like maybe SSD, SSI. I hope not. Hope not, because a lot of people depend on that. Some type of delay that may be too major, like SSI, SSD. So it might be something, uh, some type of maybe a glitch, some type of glitch in the system, that causes some type of delay when it as it relates to people's benefits of some kind. Or I don't get bank though. I don't get. I mean, it could be. I'm not saying. Again, we're doing probability distribution science. That's all this tarot reading is. It could be. I don't. But I don't. I'm not really getting that. But I don't. Again, we're looking at probable. Was it? Uh, ver- variables. We're looking at variables of data that this could be, and I would say bank is kind of low on that. As far as the quantum bits that I'm getting, I'm not. But it could be. But there's some type of delay of benefits possibly this week. Sting operation of some kind due to deception. Due to some type of deception is behind this stuff. It's like there's not some it's not full transparency of what's going on when it comes to that delay. Hopefully, it's not like, do I get flight? Do I get any? Not so much flight, but it could be delayed with travel too. Plus, this like a pause, like some type of procrastination and pause. Mm-mm-mm. but it looks like it's going. I'm trying to make sure. The worst case scenario is that this could be something that something another thing that affects women. Unfortunately, it's something that can affect women coming up this week too. But again, it's from the level of some sort of uh, backstabbing, something that makes women sad. I hope that I really don't. I'm not gonna take that back. I don't even want to put that out there. But it's something that like it's something with women too. But the thing is, there's divine influences guiding us of which we may not be aware of. So like, you know, if you on an individual level, now I'm speaking to you individually, if you end up feeling like withdrawn this week, in the beginning of the week or in the middle of the week, next week rather, or you start to feel like oh, is the grass greener on this other side, not be, or you feel a little bit of unappreciativeness or ungratefulness, just know that what you need is right in front of you, and everything that is right is already inside of you, and that there are divine influences, God, that is guiding you, of which you may not be aware of. And once you realize that unappreciativeness or ungratitude will disappear. So if you feel yourself feeling like a little having some battles with gratitude, make sure you check that, because that's another thing that I get for the individual level. As far as the energy slump, it's like there's a lack of gratitude in the collective consciousness of humanity, and that gratitude is what will open those doors again for us, for everyone. Gratitude is the great one of the greatest catalysts to raising a vibration, among many others. But I'm just saying that's another one. Okay, so yeah, I'm seeing delays, possible sting operation, delays in bureaucracy or delays in benefits, or something gets hold up that affects the American people. I don't know what that could be. Pause, some type of, it may be glitches in the system, like computer systems, something that causes a pause or, again, disorganization, delay. Now, this is a probability. So obviously, if this is something that you notice is affecting you individually early in the week, just take control over it, empower yourself, and realize that you can turn that event around, that energy around at will. You can turn that energy around at will. You don't have to sit and be uh, feeling depressed or disorganized or procrastinating. That's another thing. If you feel like you've been procrastinating earlier in the week, or even now, because we're going into what, June 1st is Saturday. So if you start to feel like that, if you're feeling a little, you've been procrastinating, now that you know that gratitude, go play you some gratitude affirmation. Boom, get that vibration up for everyone, because that is something that I'm seeing on the energy for the collective level. Yep. Let's see what else. I'm looking and I'm just like, yeah. There's another thing with like people feeling disenchanted. Let's see, but that just means taking ourselves to the deeper level, the spiritual, our self analysis, or going into our spiritual self. That's all that means. Yep, a lot of soul searching this week. Like a lot of, like, I wouldn't be shocked like if something also came up with something relating, like on a big scale. I wouldn't be shocked if something relating to like self examination, self analysis, like maybe even some type of, like something with like something that allows you to go into self development and soul searching. Like trying to think like that come, maybe it'd be an app or something new that comes out. I don't know how that would look, or how, like, what kind of money we put, like, as far as if you're gonna throw funding at that, or for new if they start adding that into the, like, the schools or something. But it's something with like self, and like, I developed an instructional design system where self-analysis, self-awareness is a part of the instructional design. Okay, it's a part of the instructional design model is self-awareness. It's called AFES. You can find it on academia.edu or obviously on Amazon or in a bookstore. But AFES is an instructional design model that can be used in the military as well as the education system. Even though y'all don't like to give me my shake, now y'all gonna be talking about what I just published in a book some years from now. So it is what it is. I'm just too early on things. But self-awareness is something that could possibly like be implemented on like as a model, so that like a model could be released that deals with something relating to self-examination and self-analysis, like, or some type of program that could be in the military. I'm gonna look for that in the military, and I'm gonna look for that. I'm gonna look for that because that's also something that I'm seeing in my head right now. Yep, yep. I actually want to make some notes on this because I be forgetting. I be having to play the review because I mean, it's not that I be forgetting. It's just that we talk about multiple topics, and so it's easy to forget one. Let's see. We had like sting operation, possible sting operation, something with Gaza. I still think that ceasefire could happen as well. We could get a ceasefire or a pause, but the pause, even though it may be a pause, it still is a lot of sadness around it. Still a lot of sadness like this we got with Gaza. Some type of deception that gets uncovered, a deception that gets uncovered relating to, again, something new, not something we already know. This could be in Hollywood, is what I'm getting, or government or military. And this is deception, or then we got delay of relating to American people. This could be like welfare or something. I don't know. And then the last one's like a glitch in computer systems, or like systems, like could be bank, but it could be like a glitch that affects people, like an outage in the internet. Shit with the satellites. I'm this it's more like glitchy. I don't get like full blown. I mean, it could be. I don't know. Less hope, but also let's, again, more positive is that self awareness, and we get let's focus on the positive. Let's focus. We got like deeper self analysis and self examination of, this could be a model that get implemented, or something comes out with it. It could be a model or app, but that helps the mental space and helps the growth and development of humans. So, or we could look at this in the education system too. Education system, as I said, we need that self awareness in the education system as a part of like uh, the analysis phase, a component of the analysis phase of an instructional design model. Like when instructional designers and analyze our learners for the curriculum we're going to build, how self-aware are they? How do you analyze that? There's a way to do that through AI. There's a way to do that through adaptive. I'm not going to talk about all of that right on this video. I'm not going to do that here, but something that I'm thinking about as a researcher and instructional designer. So yeah, and I'm building out. I'm renegade. I'm building out things on myself, and I'm not funded by anybody, so I fund my own stuff. And it is what it is. But I'm trying to build out. Nike University. We do have the world's first esoteric studies department. Again, I don't get no backing from mainstream. I don't get no backing from even controlled opposition in our community, the pro-black. I don't get no backing from these people. I've asked everybody. I asked many Black people behind the scenes for help. for years, and so they all. That's how I know that there's something deeper going on in terms of like even the way the Black community is where it's at, as far as the gatekeeping and like the Black people that are. Like, it's something much more sinister going on, and we've decided to let it rip, and by that I mean removing egregores and energy out of certain spaces that we know are controlled opposition, or that we know are psyops or designed to pretty much distract our people, and distract, meaning that it's not gonna benefit you at the end of the day, or it's not really designed to help you. It's a lot of that going on, and like when I came out on the scene, I just think that I just threw a monkey wrench in a lot, and that, it wasn't just me. It was a lot of us. We were speaking out on things, and like especially in the reparation space. You see with that reparations space, they just had a room on Twitter Spaces, trying to give a reparations update. I'm like, I don't hear nothing about no cash pay. I'm hearing some shit about Bruce's beach, a beach that affects one family, not even a Californian, Black Americans. I'm not hearing nothing about no remedy, no redress of a cash payment. I'm like this horse and pony show, and they get mad if you call that out, you know, and they'll get mad if you give sound strategy, if you really think of something like, because they blocked a lot of people that was not with the program. You were supposed to just, it's supposed to be a go along and get along, and whatever they were going to give us, we were supposed to take and be quiet. And there's a group of us that's like, no, we are demanding that cash payment. As a part of the remedy, we are demanding, not just for slavery, obviously, but an exponential lineage injury, meaning uh, the effects of today, like the quantifiable effects of today, um, based on the disparities in most outcomes in America, whether that be in the healthcare, education, uh, median income, you name it. Government subsidy, grants, every little thing, business. I mean, come on. And so, we were really honing in on, well, what is how do you catch a group of people up, that's for a group of 40 million people up. You do that through, the redress. You do that through making it right. They know, don't make no mistake. These people, these government know what the hell they did to Black Americans in terms of the stratification. Yes, some of us will make it through the cracks. You got the Oprahs, you got a P Diddy. Well, if they doing a P Diddy, look what they doing to him, and what he did to himself. Let me be very clear. Ain't no what they did to him. What he did, what they doing to him, and what he did to himself. Okay. But you'll have our, your boule class and whatnot. But by and large, I mean, let's be real. We're talking about the majority of the Black Americans. We know we've been locked out of a system. We've been locked out, and we know that to get in, to get put on, they trying to get us to do some sherm shit, or they trying to get us to do some shit that don't align with our soul. And unfortunately, the Black American lineage has been looked at, and I'm speaking in code. For those that catch it, I hope you catch it. If not, oh well. Um, uh, the Black American lineage has been deemed the scapegoat in American society. Read between the lines. You've been deemed the scapegoat. You've been deemed the black sheep. That's not your fate. That's obviously not your destiny. Why you don't hate down, you hate up. So if anybody will spend hundreds and hundreds of years telling you nothing and want you to believe it, and then enact all these things, and I'm talking from experience. I'm talking about me personally. I have experienced this as a Black American. Yeah, it might be the opposite. Just so you know, it might just be the exact opposite. So don't ever let nobody get you down. That's why I love that Earth, Wind, and Fire song. Keep your head to the sky. Earth, Wind, and Fire got some beautiful, beautiful music, beautiful songs. You listen to them lyrics. Keep your head to the sky by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And here's another one. Oh, I gotta get this one. I played this song. I was like in a trance yesterday. Oh, I played this song probably close to 50 times. This Earth, Wind, and Fire song. Boy, I gotta share it with you. I gotta share it with you. But it was kind of, I had heard it growing up, but like I hadn't listened to it in like 20 years. So it just like I actually like listened to the lyrics, and it just blew my mind. This song right here. This song right here. That's the way of the world. Oh, I want to play it so bad. They're gonna give me the what's it called, the strike or some shit like that. Oh, I want to play this song so bad for you, and we listen to them lyrics. But I'll share the lyrics though. That's the way of the world. I'll read them too because you know how they get when you play this song. But that's a powerful, powerful song, boy. That song. I mean, I'm telling you, I was wow. Earth, Wind, and Fire. They got a lot. They throw a lot of stuff, man. They throw a lot of stuff in their music. And that man that just died was that baby boy. But I mean, he ain't no baby boy. But what's the what the writer behind it? The writer. You guys know that, right? I think his name starts with an M, right? Oh man, you guys know the main writer pretty much. Absolute genius. That mean if that ain't talent, I don't know. I mean, all of them are talented. I mean, let's be real, all of them are. But like, man, if that ain't talent, I don't know what is. I don't know. I mean, we got some amazing, but that song, that's the way of the world. And keep your head up. Oh, you listen to that, Black American and Sun Goddess, and you can't hide love, and uh, it's the reasons. What's that? Reasons. Listen to reasons. But no, this one right here, the best way of the world. And keep your head up. That's pretty much. You do that, you probably raise your vibration like 10. Like I won't even say like you probably raise your vibration by like 200 hertz. No lie. So look at this. Hearts. Let's look at these lyrics. This is a song by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Hearts of Fire creates love desire. Take you high and higher to the world you belong. Hearts of Fire creates love desire. High and higher to your place on the throne. We come together on this special day, sing our message loud and clear. Looking back, we've touched on sorrowful days. Future past, they disappear. You will find peace of mind if you look way down in your heart and soul. Don't hesitate because the world seems cold. Stay young at heart because you're never old at heart. That's the way of the world. Plant your flower and you'll grow a pearl. Watch this part. This is the most important part that you need to listen to. A child is born with a heart of gold. Way of the world makes his heart so cold. Okay. But look at this part right here, what it says. Don't hesitate because the world seems cold. Stay young at heart. Who told y'all to stay young as a child? Only those who enter the kingdom of God, only you got to become like a child again. That blank canvas, that canvas of bliss consciousness. They give you a key right in front of you. That's when people like to come at me and say, "Oh, you talking about Jesus? You talking about Yeshua?" That is an ascended master. Who was the one that said, "If you want to enter the kingdom of God, you got to become like a child"? Yeah, I'm telling you, they twisted all that other stuff. I'm not. I'm not. Don't give me that Constantine shit that they pushed on our people in the Constantine apparatus, the Roman version of Christianity. I'm not talking about that. You guys know good and well I don't. I'm not religion. I don't do religiosity. I don't tell people what to think, what to believe. Oh, you gotta follow me and believe in me. I don't give a shit about none of that. But I'm telling you, a lot of these codes be right. They be there, boy. Gotta become like a child to understand that bliss consciousness. That's the first step in your enlightenment, because you gotta stay young at heart because the world seems cold. Now all of us know if you've been a scapegoat, you know how that shit feel like. The world seems cold. You ready to you ready you know what I'm talking about. For any of us chosen ones that have suffered and that have been turned on, persecuted by even our own family, sold out by our own family, sold out by our own community, people that you thought loved you. You know how that shit feel like, and it make don't it can make you cold. Okay, it makes the heart so cold. Um, but that's why you got to stay young. Those that enter the kingdom, remember the kingdom of God is within. Key point. Key point. Okay, the kingdom of God is within. That's why he's saying stay. Get this right here. Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, you shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever therefore shall humble himself as a little child shall is the great the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. So you see that, and then you see this lyric right here. That's the way of the world. It's pretty much all it meant. I wasn't. I gotta act like a child. I gotta be dumb. I can't critically think. I gotta be creative, genius, and tap into that higher collective reservoir that's within your soul. Find peace of mind by looking down in your heart and soul. Don't hesitate because the world seems cold. That's the state you have to be in to experience bliss consciousness, and it's hard. It's not easy, especially for those of us chosen ones. Really, I mean, come on. I mean, dealing with these. Are you kidding me? Dealing with these, like I'll be thinking, like I'll be literally looking at some of these humans like this can't be real. You got. I'll be like y'all got me in some type of psyop. Now we know this is simulation. This some type of damn Metatron. What is it? I fucks with Metatron, but there's two different. They gotta. That's too deep. I'm gonna get into that. Yeah, they got something sinister going on here, but nonetheless, I'm telling you, this song right here, that's the way of the world by Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's that first step to get into that enlightenment. But don't let nobody try to push you into like some unrealistic bullshit either in terms of just loving everybody because that's not what we meant by becoming as no child or staying young at heart. No, 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 no. We talking about peace of mind, bliss consciousness. When you see a little baby, they believe bliss consciousness. They shit, they sleep. I'm telling you that, unless some people they want to disturb that baby's peace by but and then children are connected to the ether. They just come out of the womb, so they're connected to the spiritual realm. They're the closest to it. They just come out. They just came out of that portal, and they are uh, the curiosity, the creativity, the ingenuity, the the expression of truth. You want to know some truth, you ask a kid something. You know, the the willingness that to learn and to grow, the curiosity, and also again that it's not tainted by the world. The child is not tainted by all of these perceptions, projections, insecurity, self doubt. Children don't have self doubt. Children don't have hatred. Children, you know what I mean? It's like that's what we have to get back to as humanity if we want to see. It's not being dumb. It's not asking questions. It's not obeying. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that peace of mind, knowing that a kid flows with the universe. A kid just flow with the attention. They surrender to the will of their higher self. They surrender to the kingdom of God within. They surrender to the universe, rather. And that's they flow. That's why you see kids got way better manifestation capabilities than most adults, than any adult. That's another key. That that's that flow. It's that flow, and I'm learning it. I ain't saying I'm some master. I'm a master teacher, but I'm not a master manifester. Um, but yeah, when we say that children, you see them children flowing. with the universe and how they, I mean, I'm telling you, I've seen it. I'm a witness of this. We all know the moments when we was kids and we said something was going to happen and it happened, or we pointed at something and said it was going to do, and it did it. I would never forget. I was a kid and I wanted $20. Um, I just wanted to go to the beauty supply store and buy some do grow. I don't know if you guys remember do grow and Black and Sassy. That was the shit back in the day. All the black girls. I mean, you know, you used to wear jam and all that, but with Black and Sassy and and do grow, I remember I wanted that as a kid, and I said I need $20, and I went and I asked my adopted sister. I said, can I? We were at McDonald's. And I said, can I have $20? She said, I ain't got $20 cash right now. You gotta wait. You gotta wait. I ain't got $20 cash right now. And I kept saying, I said, I really want that $20. I mean, I'm a little ass kid. I'm talking about like 10. Like I was like 10 years old, right? 10, 11. I want that $20. I want that $20. No lie, we stepped at that McDonald's. I'm telling you, this $20 bill literally was flying in the air and fell on the ground. And I picked that bitch up. It landed right by my feet. No lie. I said, I got the $20. And I remember my sister said, she's trying to say, like, oh, you pushed me out the way. I didn't push out. That shit was coming towards me. I guess because she thought it was coming towards. Nah, that shit was coming out. Because I remember, as soon as we walked into McDonald's, I literally said, I want that $20. And we walking, $20 literally just fly up magically. I'm telling you, that's how kids are. Kids do that. I give you stories for days about kids. That's what we mean with that instant, that flow with the universe. It eliminates those discrepancies and the delays in time space realm. That latency I was telling you about. I told you about that video, the IP latency. That latency I was telling you about, it eliminates latency, which means you get things faster. That's all that verse means. And of course, the peace of mind, the still mind. The universe surrenders to a still mind. It's another thing that it means. Okay, that's becoming like a kid. No lie, I was a little ass kid. No lie, I was walking to the bus stop, and this was on the news. I think I was 11 years old. I was walking. I always wanted stupid shit as a kid. Like I remember, I just wanted a sub from Subway because I at that time we thought sub. I don't know, like I had never had a sub from Subway, so I just remember I would like to get a sub from Subway. But I had no money. I was walking to the bus stop. I really wish I had some money so I can get a sub from Subway. Me and some other kids that's on Blaine Street and on Hughes, kids that live on Blaine Street, kids that live on Hughes Street, we were walking to the bus stop. No lie. Do you know? And you don't have to believe me, but this was on the news. And I know somebody got the tape. Somebody could research it in Buffalo, New York, pull up something from, I want to say that might have been either you're going to have to do the research from 2004 to 2007 to kind of pick up on what I'm talking about in terms of event that happened in Buffalo that was on the news where there was a bank truck. I don't know how this happened. No lie. There was some bank truck that went down Hughes Street where I was walking to the bus stop. It already left though. We didn't see the truck, but we saw what was the manifestation of what the truck did. The bank truck, something had opened or something glitched, and it was money flying out of that truck. So as we're walking, as kids, as we're walking down the damn street, because remember, buses come early. So when we talking about late, we had to walk. It was like 7 a.m. We was them kids picking up. Oh, you better believe I happened to be one of them kids walking down that street. That I was just saying, I want some money. I need some money that I can get me a sub from Subway. And lo and behold, that money was on that. Now it was they was going to take it to a shredder or something. It was old ass money. Like this money it was the most dingiest money on the planet. I mean, I'm telling you, like this money looked fucked up. I don't know if they was going to take it to the shredder. I don't know what they was doing with this money. But I was one of them kids, and it was a couple of us. And I started picking up, I'm telling you, it was $5, $10, $20 bills. Just like, I mean, it wasn't a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was no pal or nothing. It definitely wasn't no pal, but it was enough to where they talked about it on the news. Because I went to, I remember we were on the bus. I was like, who dropped their money? What happened? We was confused. We was just kids. What the hell going on? But we had it, I had enough. And I remember I went home and I told the story. And one of my family members said they had that on the news. They saw something on the news about that. There was some truck that had opened up and they was driving. They didn't know they were driving around Buffalo, New York, with like the door open or something, and something had happened. They didn't lock it. and it was just driving around Buffalo, New York, and I guess the money was flying at the back, and so other people had reported it and whatnot, and it happened to go down huge or something. But that motherfucking money, it was on that ground. I picked that money up as a little kid. I didn't go to Subway, but I did go to the corner store and got me a salami sub. I didn't get the good to go get the Subway that day, but I did. I remember I had this old ass dingy ass money in my hand, and I had asked my adopted sister if I could go to the store, to the corner store and get me one of the salami subs. But I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure somebody could research that story from that time frame. Not the story of the Hughes, but I'm saying like some type of bank truck that had got that had glitched and had a door open or something, and it was driving around. I'm pretty sure something like that. But I'm telling you, it's stories like that for days with me. I'm telling you, and I've seen even more powerful stories. I mean, I've literally seen a kid walk down the street, say, "I wish I had a new bike. I wish I had a new bike." And then 5 minutes later, some old ass black man come walk. Oh, my grandson moved. I got a new bike. Would you like a new bike? I'm telling you, I've seen this shit so many times with kids. It's not even funny. So that's what that Bible verse means, and that's what this song means. That's what that song, because the kingdom of heaven is a state of consciousness. It's the kingdom of God within. Except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. You guys think it's some external, no, no. A child is born with a heart of gold. Way of the world makes his heart so cold. Stay young at heart, because you're never old at heart. Soul is never old. Look way down into your heart and soul. Find peace of mind. Peace of mind is not even about, oh, you gotta be good, guys, or else you're gonna go to hell. It's not about that. It's about this. Peace of mind. Peace of mind. Stillness. What did we share? What was the verse for today? What was the let me get my ass off of here, by the way. I talk your damn ears off, boy. What was the verse for the day? To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders. That's a variation, whether you want to accept it or not, or whether you can understand it or not. Peace of mind. Now, you just heard Earth Wind giving you that code. You will find peace of mind if you look way down in your heart and soul. Don't hesitate, because the world seems cold. Stay young at heart. Stay young at heart. Child is born with a heart of gold. But now watch this. Except ye be converted, become as little children, ye shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. Now watch this. Peace of mind. Mind you, peace of mind. The kingdom of God is within. To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders. Lao Tzu. Here's another one by Siddhartha Gautama. Oh man, nothing that is external from you can rule you internally. The moment that you understand that, you become free. Combine that with that Matrix movie when you saw them little boys playing with that spoon and they said, there is no spoon. But you see all them little kids playing. You see all them little kids with all them little gifts under who? The Oracle, the primordial mother, the black woman. I'm telling you, this shit is all right in front of you. I know I'm aware that there is a secret society that is studying my work to try to understand what the fuck I be talking about. Trying to break down some things for people, for humanity, for myself, and for myself. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at with it. You can take things all literal, and you're gonna run in circles. That's why we see the biggest corruptions and possessions and wickedness. The biggest possessions. They talk about, in the cult, people get possessed. You talk about Terrence Howard and possessed. The biggest possessions that you're gonna see is up in that church, straight up, because uh they not they not they not understanding these codes pretty much. They not understanding these codes, and so the devil runs rampant. Idle mind is what? The devil's playground. They say that for a reason. The idle mind is the devil's playground. They say that for a reason, boy. They say that for a reason. Now look at this. Let's look at the word idle. What does idle mean? Avoiding work, lazy. What do most humans do when it comes to what they expect somebody else to save them? They expect somebody else to do something for them. They expect somebody else to come in and spoon feed them enlightenment, spoon feed, go take them to heaven and rapture them and all this. They avoid work. They avoid doing the internal work. They avoid doing shadow work. They avoid doing uh, reflexivity. They avoid practicing intergalactic mentalism. They avoid decoding ascended masters' teachings. Whoever religion you follow, you know we don't care about that. Whether it's Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, your own. Like, come on. The highest form of your own IPU is creating your own system to follow. That's why I created the Nike philosophy. And I know people say, "Oh, that's blasphemous." Look, 2 years. I already told y'all the age of humanity, soul on this planet. I like the age of the collective humanity of the humanity's consciousness is like age 2. So I don't expect y'all to follow me. But what does the word idle mean? Avoiding work, lazy. Okay, and we talk about that idle mind is the devil's playground. Okay, those who don't want to do that work, stealing that mind by that common that peace of mind. And so, when it comes to a lot of people like to sleep on Black American teachers, Black American Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean, I'm telling you, a lot of people they think oh, Earth, Wind, and Fire, they just some musicians, and they ain't know, they don't know what they talking about. This was released in 1975. That love, that love. This is a beautiful song. Higher and higher, hearts of fire, hearts of fire. Peace of mind, heart and mind coherence. And that heart, I mean, this is some deep stuff. Hearts of fire, love, desire, that heart chakra, way of the kid, the way of the world. Yep. So humanity has to do the work. They have to do the great work to transmutate their current collective planet, the state of their planet. They have to do the work to do that. It's not hard work. It's not that you got to go physically go and protest and go and march. And no, you ain't actually got to do. You got to march on Selma and all that. The work of the mind, the psychology, and that go for me. Because guess who's still working on psychology and mind? Me, but I'm telling you, I've been put through the ringer. I mean, I'm telling you guys, it's people that got to secretly act like they don't know what happened, and everybody want to play for cover, discredit me. But y'all motherfuckers know what y'all was doing to me, man. And I went through the ringer, boy. I mean, I've had people call my phone and say, "How are you still alive?" I had a gatekeeper call my phone and said there are 7 state attorney generals wondering why the fuck you ain't, you know what, like what 7 state attorney generals calling him about me, and he called me. And this is also a person that's connected to the government. I've had people call me. And I've had random African priests in a message me, "Oh, we got you. We know what's going on. We see it. People could see in the spiritual realm. They knew what was going on. I'm supposed to be a dead motherfucker. I'm supposed to be locked crazy, and I'm still kicking. And I am a code teacher. And matter, I don't care what. And I'm not arrogant. I'm not arrogant. But I could literally, if I would, I literally would say something, write something in the book, say stuff, and then I'll see another bigger YouTuber try to regurgitate and repeat that same thing and try to come off like they a spiritual teacher. And that literally still my content. I see it all the time. I mean, I could literally just, I don't put people on blast like I could, but I really could. And so I know that as much as people are like, we're blacklist her, we'll you know, keep this on the hush hush. And the play was, because it's an occult society that's behind this, the play was for them to to take all my teachings and take everything that I've been talking about with the Gnostic philosophy and the Gnostic Queen Mother, to take all that shit and give it to those who have taken a oath and try to get them to repackage it and have them come out like they the ones that come up with the ideas and all that. And they don't. But the thing is, I did certain things a certain way where it will be known that, okay, you actually did steal this. Like even my blatant and emphatic claim that resonance is the fifth law of the universe. You know, me talking about in a book how in a book that zero is infinity, and I explain how, and then you have another person with a bigger following try to literally say the same thing, mention the divine feminine. The book is literally titled The Divine Feminine. The book is I had esoteric studies printed on a book, and then another person literally just this week is talking about, oh, I like esoteric studies and the divine feminine and zero is infinite. Literally shit from my book. Like that shit is so, and so I do know that these people all know, like it is, they are all part of like some type, I'm not saying no cabal or them, but they are all part of like some type of secret society, and they all have decided to bear, make me some scapegoat or some sacrifice, whatever. But it's not going down like that. Like these people are out of their mind. And so it's hurtful, but at the same time, it's like, what do you expect? What did I expect? Like, what did I expect? And so I do toot my own horn, and I do put my work out there in terms of, I don't expect, I'm not out here trying to force humanity to give me credit or anything. I don't care about that, but I'm not about to just blatantly let people steal content out of books that I've written or information that I'll say, and then they'll try to, because they have a bigger following, and then try to act like they the ones that came up when these motherfuckers don't even have a college degree or even a high school degree or something. That they're stealing content from people that are smaller, from people that they feel threatened by, or they have been told to do it, or they in occultists that do energy harvesting, Masonic credit swiping. This shit is real. And so I'm constantly in spiritual warfare, fighting back at that stuff. I'm constantly like, I'm telling you, it's a 24/7 thing. It's not like I'm not in battle or nothing like that, or sitting here getting candles or lights. No, I live my fucking life. I live a very peaceful life. But I'm saying, as far as like the hits that you could feel psychically from that, that's constant. It's gotten a lot better, but for those that know, they know. Psychotronics is real. Radionics is real. I mean, come on. I mean, this is old stuff, and so people will try to use radionics and psychotronics, and you can hear that stuff. You could, it's not that you can hear, but you can, if you were intuitive, you got a sixth sense. Your sixth sense will pick that up. So my sixth sense be picking that shit up. Uh, I see people smiling in your face, but you could see a demon inside of behind their eyes, and they be trying to get real close to you and stuff. You guys know, you other scapegoats and other chosen ones, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll see a sinister spirit in someone, but they trying to get real close and smile on you. Nah, man. Now you can see that shit. You don't say nothing about it because you don't freak out either. Don't freak out because y'all gonna see more. That's why they came out with that. They had this. They said it's a disorder that people can see the real faces of the. They see the faces of demons. It's a disorder. Let me see. Let me actually type it up. That ain't no damn disorder. Disorder. You seeing you could see the real dimension. That's all it is. You could see the dimension of what a person really is on the inside. They can't hide. They shapeshifted no more. So on March 21st, 2024, they talk about the rare disorder that causes man to see people's faces as demonic. Y'all really think that's a disorder? Every time you could see anything, anytime you say you see anything spiritual, they're gonna label it a disorder. Anytime a human say they see anything spiritual or anything that's related to the paranormal or supernatural, they're going to say you have a disorder. That is the CIA. That is by design. Y'all got it. Y'all can't be that stupid. Yeah, that's something that y'all should know that. Everybody knows that. That's what they say if you're gifted and can see things spiritually. This ain't no damn disorder. This is what people this is people's real motherfucking face. This is their true face. And not everything is, demonic, but sometimes, you can feel the energy. You got to feel the energy. You got to feel the soul. It's not about even the outer appearance. The outer appearance is not important. It's about the energy behind it. It's the energy you pick up. You see people looking real good, looking real fly, smelling real, looking real sexy, and the inside is nothing. The inside is garbage. You got to be perceptive. That's how, man, discernment got to be on 100 these days. Your discernment got to be on 1,000, matter of fact, because it's a lot of things trying to get you. Okay, so I think I done made my point. I done did my teaching. We did our tarot reading, even though we're supposed to do it on Fridays. Okay. Yep. So I'm gonna talk to y'all later. We guys be good. Yeah, and again, we only did it on Thursday because of other things. But tomorrow, sorry, next Friday, we'll plan to keep to the schedule. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Love you.